All right, so I'm here with a very special guest, Shaney Rich. Shaney has gone viral all throughout the internet. You've probably seen him. Yeah, man, I'm excited. We're here in Miami Beach, excited to see what his thoughts are on some things. So we'll get right into it. Shaney, do you think that America is still Israel's strongest ally?
Yeah, I think so.
And do you think that Trump is supporting Israel, or do you think he betrayed it?
I think he's supporting it. I think Trump just wants no wars and wants all these wars to end. I want the same thing, bro. I don't want anyone dying. I want peace, and I want people to be happy. You know, across every spectrum and every side of things. And you know, I think that the military-industrial complex will never allow that to happen, no matter who's the president. And I think it's all noise while they really pull the strings behind the scenes. Like you said, you know, like banning paper straws in America, why is that a cultural issue? Because they want it to be. Whatever is the hot topic of the day is distracting from the actual truth and reality of what's going on. Like, how has Nancy Pelosi amassed a net worth of over 150 million bucks with a salary of $147,000 a year? No one wants you asking that question, but they want you, debating and making enemies over a war that, you're not even involved in and you didn't even create. It's a bunch of bullshit.
I want you to look at this video. This video is of thousands of Palestinians on 9/11 dancing and celebrating as Americans lost their lives, and see what you think about it. What do you think about the dancing Palestinians as Americans lost their lives and you look at this?
I think every country hates America. I think the only people that love America are Americans. And so I think that, we need people who represent America first and put America on the world stage to represent, American citizens. And the whole thing with the 9/11 stuff doesn't really, like, the timing of it, the insurance. I mean, there's just some deep conspiracies there that, people only create conspiracies when they don't believe in the truth, But I see that video, like I've seen other videos, like I just feel like there's a massive, like, propaganda or information war on both sides. And I think it's really hard to find out what the real truth is, But that video, by the looks of it, I don't like that video at all. I went to a Palestine rally one time, and I don't really know much about the issue, to be honest. One side says this and one side says that. My filmer was brown. He was a Muslim. And I'm there, filming interviews in Washington Square Park, and a Palestine rally breaks out, with the flags, and they're throwing the smoke, like the green smoke or whatever. And I'm just interviewing. And then they come up to me and they say, "You're a Jew." I said, "Yeah, I am. What are you?" And they said, "You're the..." I was like, whoa, like they came attacking me. My filmer is brown. You look at him, and that's the type of, he goes to the mosque every Friday. You could tell by looking at him that he does. And he'll openly say it. And they claim that he was a Jew dressed up fake like a Muslim to infiltrate their rally. So I think there's extremists on both sides of, everything, right? Like, there's a far left and there's a far right. And so I think if you just have common sense, and focus on what's inside of your control, then you'll make it pretty far in life.
Do you think that there's a lot of fake American accounts on American social media from countries who want to divide, disorient, and make Americans lose trust in our institutions and systems? Because they just want to see America collapse, and they want America and Israel completely out of the Middle East so they can invade Europe and conquer it, and then come to the United States and conquer that.
I think Michelle Obama's a man. That's what I think. Why you smile at me like that? I think she is, or he. Like, I've been around this beach. You guys think Michelle Obama's a man? Do you think? I'll give you $10,000 if you find me a picture of her pregnant. And that's what I was going to say. I've scoured around this beach for years asking people, do they have a picture of her pregnant? No one has it. Why won't anyone answer that question? Where's the evidence?
As a man, do you think that other men who dress like women should go in girls' bathrooms?
Nah. Why would you go in a women's bathroom? You're not a woman. I mean, that's you know, that's that's against women, bro. That's anti-women. It's like the feminists fought so hard for women's rights, and now you're going to give it to a man? Makes no sense. They're just confused, bro. You know, I'll never work with them. If you're so confused you don't even know what you are, how am I going to trust you to execute on decisions regarding cash flow or hiring or firing or ops or finances or anything, or management of a team if you can't even manage yourself? I got nothing against them. I mean, I'll never be friends with them, but yeah, I got nothing against them. Just don't do it around me.
As a Jewish man, are you America first or Israel first?
America first. America first, 100%. I mean, I've never been to Israel. I have some family there, and I know some people there, and I want to go there for my bar mitzvah, which I never had. But I'm 100% America first, bro. I grew up here. It's the soil. This is what I live, breathe, and I'll die for. And you know, I think that there's a lack of patriotism in America. Thankfully, it's coming back now as of recently. But you know, you should be prideful to be in America, bro. It's free. You know, it's free. You know, it's the freest country on earth for now, and we got to fight to keep it that way.
If Trump, when you saw Trump in Qatar maybe getting a $300 million luxury jet, and you see his $5.5 billion Trump hotel and golf course going in Qatar, do you think when he did that he betrayed Israel and the United States?
Would you say no if someone offered you a $400 million jet? Would you say no? Like you can't tell me, especially when the jet is 10 times nicer than Air Force One and Boeing's taking 7 years to build a new one that was supposed to be made 4 years ago. How can anyone not want to take a free $400 million jet that's a gift for free, right? How can anyone not want to do business with a country, with one of the fastest growing countries on earth? Like, I just recently went out to Dubai in February. I loved it, and I'm Jewish, and they treated me with the utmost respect. It's like the Middle East, I mean, outside of Israel, like the Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia, I mean, it's one of the fastest growing countries in the world. So how could Trump, as a businessman, not want to capitalize on building buildings and building properties there, as well as taking a free jet? I mean, that's kind of how you have to look at it, right? At the end of the day, like, whatever goes on in any war is not going to change because of us. It's going to be changed because of the military-industrial complex budgeting of that said fiscal year. So no matter what we want to say or do, we have to look at it from a realistic perspective, which is war makes money, war is a business, and that's why it keeps going. So I can't be mad at Trump for taking a $400 million jet. What is he supposed to do, say no? Then what happens? Then they get even more mad. You won't accept my gift, fuck you. And then it sparks up something even bigger. So I think it's a smart move to take the gift, show peace, try and establish peace between everyone, which is what he's doing. Will it work? I don't know. I think it will. That's up to the individual's perspective. But I mean, the alternative would have been what? Say no? And then you already have the trip planned. You're already going to go there. You already know that tensions are rising. Wouldn't you want them to be as happy as possible so that you can go in there with negotiation tactics? I mean, he did sign the Abraham Accords. I mean, he did move the embassy to Jerusalem. I mean, he has been the most pro-Israel president I think, you know, America's ever had in the 21st century. Whether he, you know, is going to want to make peace with other countries, I think it's a smart move, 100%.
You know,
100%.
You know a lot about crypto. I mean, I've known you over the years. We've collaborated quite a bit, Shaney Rich and I, and like, I think that there's maybe at this point 1 million fake American accounts that have invaded our social media apparatus here in the homeland. And there's no enforcement. There's not much oversight.
Good. Over crypto? I think it's fucking great.
No. From our American social media by foreign countries who have established over 1 million fake American accounts.
Oh, really?
And they're
on like Twitter and Instagram and like social media, fake like bot comment accounts?
Exactly. And my question to you is this. I think the solution, and I think someone can make maybe $1 billion doing this, is someone uses blockchain to flag every single one of these fake American accounts. So, you know, Joe in Alabama and Karen in Mississippi, they know that they're American, but they know these 50 other accounts.
How would you use the blockchain to do that?
Where people have to verify that they're actually in the United States. So at least everyone knows who's verified and who's not verified. But that way we all still have free speech. What do you think about that?
I think that's still an infringement, is making you verify. Like, I don't think you should have to verify. I think it's still an infringement, you know. You should
No,
be
but you
able
don't have to, but you can at least see who's verified and who's not.
Yeah, but I think that, you know, you should be able to tell just based off looking at the account. You know, if you're so stupid that you can't tell a bot account is a bot account, it's just like you probably can't even figure out how to use the blockchain.
What if they have an American flag and they say they're from a suburb of Seattle? How would you know?
I mean, you could spoof it with the blockchain verification and rip a VP. I mean, there's ways around spoofing that in your location. You know, you could honestly have somebody in the U.S. make that verification and then, you know.
But don't you think that would significantly eliminate at least 500,000 fake accounts that are tearing our country apart?
No, because I don't think that's a big threat to America. I think the bigger threat to America is the mass mainstream media and just the disinformation that they're spewing and the specific stories. And I'm talking about Fox, as well as CNN, as well as MSNBC, as well as Newsmax, as well as, you know, News Nation. I don't care what the channel is. I think that's the real big threat to America is these select few corporations owned by the same 2 or 3 people that are distributing the information that every American is reading and everyone around the world is reading coming out of America on their phones, and then it trickles down into a stream of Politico, you know, of NPR, of every other channel. So when you look up a headline and you click news on Google, every single fucking publication has the same headline. That's the real biggest threat. The real biggest threat is that the most amount of Americans in this world can't actually get the accurate truth and the accurate, you know, polling data or the accurate stories that are actually impacting everyday Americans. The reason for that is because of the CPMs and the ad dollars and the ad budgets and the big pharma. And that's a whole nother threat. That's the second biggest threat. But the media is the biggest threat. I don't really care about bot accounts on social media. I care about the mainstream media that wants to act like they're our friend and act like they're not paid when everything that they speak, push, and show to their audience is all propaganda. 100%. It's all propaganda. And that's a threat, as well as the fact that like every American is being put on, you know, psychiatric meds in 3rd grade.
What do you think is a bigger problem? The Chinese Communist Party, a bigger national security threat? What do you think is the biggest national security threat, the Chinese Communist Party or the Democrat Party in 2028?
I mean, it's not even the Democrat Party, it's just the establishment party. I mean, the CCP is no harm. They already own us. I mean, they own over $2 trillion of our fucking debt, if not more, probably by now more. 80% of the product that we, you know, wear and use on a day-to-day basis and that we film with and that we record with is made in China. The vacuums we use, fuck it, probably the food we eat. So they're already infiltrated. I mean, so that's not a threat, and they've been like that, you know, since the 80s. So I mean, that's not as big of a threat as, you know, the institutions in America, like the CIA and these 3-letter agencies that want to just program the world, and they do that through music, they do that through culture, they do that through narratives, they do that through influencers, they do that through bot comments. I mean, that's the real threat. You know, they might leak that information. It's just the threat of retardation is the problem. People don't have common sense, bro. Trump might not be the best president. He's better than Kamal, you know, but it goes way beyond that. I mean, he's done in 4 years. You know, what's next? That's for us to figure out.
Do you think AOC would win in 2028?
I think she could. I think it's way too early to tell, bro. I think it's way too early, you know. I think there's going to be another celebrity that hops in the mix, whether it's Stephen A. or Mark Cuban or even Joe Rogan. They'll have a way bigger chance of winning just because of their platforms. I mean, that's how Trump won. We'll see. Maybe he'll run for a 3rd term and amend the Constitution. I wouldn't rule that out either. It's hard to say.